And when 34 states send Congress an application for a convention for the same purpose, they all have to agree on what it's for, Congress' role is strictly ministerial. They don't get to decide whether or not you do it. They are responsible for setting the time and place of the convention. That's it. That's the only role they play. And then an amendment that comes out of the Constitution, Congress can pick one of two methods for ratification. Either the state legislatures ratify it, or they can have a constitutional convention in each state. Not a constitutional convention, but a ratification process. In both cases, 38 states have to agree with this before the amendment becomes law. Very high bar. Only 13 states can block it. Excellent. Go on. I just sort of went through this. Again, 2/3 of the states apply. Congress is required to call it. And if 38 states ratify an amendment that comes out of the convention, it becomes part of the Constitution. The founders included this because they knew the feds would abuse their power. And Article 5 is the most important check on federal power that we have. Go ahead. What are the stated purpose of the Convention of States? What does our application call for? Go ahead, Brent. Impose fiscal restraints on the federal government, limit the power and jurisdiction of the federal government, and impose term limits on federal officials and members of Congress. Now, my experience has been, go to the next slide, people fall into one of four camps when it comes to convention states. The biggest camp by far is they don't know anything about it, and this includes a lot of our state legislators. They just don't know anything about it. I didn't know until 3 years ago there was more than one way to amend the Constitution. The next group says, I'm opposed to the stated purpose of the initiative. This is a very small group of people. These are people who are saying, I don't want to limit the power and jurisdiction of the federal government. I like the way it grows. I want things to be centralized. Very few people in Arkansas believe that. Then the third camp, I agree with it, but it's too dangerous. Next one. And our founders provided this option. The conservatives that I know fall into one of these two camps. They don't disagree with what we're trying to do. They're in complete agreement. The federal government's out of control and we need to rein it in. But they say it's too dangerous. We could have a runaway convention. We could lose our Constitution, et cetera, et cetera. Next slide. Go ahead. If we don't do anything, if we don't call a convention, this option is chosen strictly out of fear of what may happen. Next. Doing nothing is what got us here, and doing nothing will finish off America as we know it. The only thing holding them back is fear. And the fear has been, the fire has been fanned by liberal progressives who want us to believe that this is a dangerous option that could get out of control. When you study it historically, you realize there's no way. It's not just unlikely that we would have a runaway convention that would produce an amendment that the American people don't support. It's impossible. And I want to show you some of the reasons why. Next slide. The other idea that you hear people say is, well, we just need to elect the right people, you know. This is dangerous. What we need to do is we just need to get more conservatives elected and blah, blah, blah. Well, we had a Republican majority in both houses from 1995 to 2007. Some people would say, well, we elected the right people. Here's what happened. They increased the debt from $4.7 trillion to $9 trillion. That's a 92% increase. Next slide. They increased the Code of Federal Regulations from 134,000 to 156,000 pages. Next slide. There was no decrease in the size, scope, or power of the federal government with the right people there. And we know what happens when the wrong people get there. It's simply not going to happen, but what you're asking them to do is reduce their own authority and power, and by doing so, will force them to make difficult decisions that they will be responsible for it. They do not want to do that. They'll have to cut the federal budget. They'll have to cut some programs. They don't want to do it. Next slide.